Welcome back to another video. It is Wednesday afternoon. It is 2:30. I'm now on my way to go and train. I do need to stop at Argos, kind of on the way, it's not really on the way, and return some blinds because I'm a grown-up now that owns a house that has to do these things. So yeah, I need to pop to Argos and then I will go to my parents. So I probably won't get there for about 45 minutes, to be fair. Yeah, nothing to really say. I'm very excited. I'm 2 weeks out, less than 2 weeks out. I keep forgetting that I'm competing next weekend. I was on the phone to a client yesterday and she's going through exams at the moment, and then we're going to have a phone call after her exams to kind of plan out the next block. And I was like, yeah, it's fine. Like we can book in a call maybe like next weekend. And then I was like, oh shit, I compete next weekend. And then, yeah, she laughed at me because I have no idea what my competition is. But yeah, no, like it snuck up on me and I keep thinking about my weekends and I'm like, it doesn't feel right that it's next weekend. I'm very excited for it though. Like I genuinely feel good. Someone on my last video commented and asked about my openers, and I said, you know, I've got an idea, but I'm not certain yet. Like I'm going to get this week of training done first and then decide. And they predicted kind of roughly what they think my attempts should be. And it's massively boosted my confidence because actually they've gone with like the higher end of what I'm kind of hoping for. So to have someone that's been following along with my training predict those numbers is a massive confidence boost, and it's kind of reassured me that the numbers I have got in mind are achievable. So thank you to that person. But yeah, no, I'm feeling good. It's the last deadlift session. I think I'm also excited to get my last deadlift done. I think deadlifts are the one on the day that I'm the most excited for now. So yeah, gonna get my last deadlift done today, and it's literally just one single and then deadlifts are done until comp. So that's exciting. Gonna stop rambling, gonna get to my parents, train, and I'll see you at theirs.
If you rockin' with it, put your hands up.
Okay, this is completely not training related, but I've just been to Argos to return the blinds, and while I was in there, I also picked up a toaster because we finally have a big enough kitchen for a toaster, something I've missed a lot living in the flat. Anyway, why am I such a people pleaser? I'm getting so much better than I used to be. And this isn't even a people pleasing thing because the guy would not have given a shit if I said no. But basically, bought a toaster. It was like 27 quid. Pretty cheap. Fine. It'll do the job. We don't have bread in the house that often anyway. Like, it's fine. Not relevant. But then he was like, oh, do you want to add warranty? He's like, honestly, you might as well. It's only like £9 for 2 years and then any damage you can have it replaced. And in my head, I was like, it cost me 27 quid. Why would I pay £9 for a warranty that I probably won't need to use? Because we're not going to use a toaster that often. But in the moment, obviously, I was like, oh yeah, you know what, I might as well. So why, like, it's not loads of money, like it's fine, it doesn't matter. But why do we do, I know I'm not the only one that does this, but why is there just this thing in my brain where it's like, I can't be bothered just to say no because I'm going to have to be like, it's not that much money. It's just going to be a bit uncomfortable if I say no. So I'm just going to say yes and pay it anyway. Why do people do that? Why do we do, like, I'm much less of a people pleaser than I used to be, but I don't even know if this class is people pleasing because no one, like, he doesn't care that much about his job. Like, he's not going to care if I just say no thanks. Anyway, little rant. Gonna go train, picked up some white Monster as well because we have loads of Monster at home, but no white Monster, and that is the best flavour. So I want one for training today. So yeah, now I'm gonna head to my parents. Gonna be there. It's like 30 minutes from here, so that's a bit annoying, but it's fine.
They talk about the spring break and oh yeah, Tijuana, here we come. My friends think she's so dumb and stupid, but I won't tell anyone. But her and I got going on. Rihanna's brother's buying beer, so freaking cool, can you believe? He'll bring his friends to college guys, our weekend plans are such a dream. My friends think she's so dumb and stupid, but I won't tell anyone. Not a soul that when we are alone, she's touching me. Well, I'm a sucker for it, give it to me. The way she's looking at me, she's so damn perfect. It's so damn way. Rihanna's such a guiding goddess, could get anyone she likes. But when she's looking at me like that, I know she's only mine. My friends think she's so dumb and stupid, but I won't tell anyone. Her hands are in my hair, whispering in my ear. I won't tell anyone, not a soul. But when we are alone, she's touching me. Well, I'm a sucker for it, give it to me.
Okay, so squats, I don't want to say they didn't go to plan, because they did. I hit everything I needed to. Everything still kind of moved exactly kind of how it should. I think my top set was a little bit harder than it should have been, but I'll be honest, I went into that so detached from the fact that I was about to squat 157.5 for 5. For some reason, I almost just thought it would be super comfortable and I wouldn't really have to put any effort in. So I think had I gone into the set and actually tried a bit more, it would have moved better. But it still moved fine. I think the thing is, squats just felt very bad today. My positioning felt fine. They felt sluggish and slow, but that has been a theme of my squat this block. I think it's just a case of fatigue is really high, so I am probably going to taper a little bit more aggressively next week than planned. For squat, not massively at all, but I'll explain that kind of later on. But basically, I have got the worst headache. It's kind of my own fault, I think, because I didn't start training until considerably later than planned. Like, it's literally, 8:15. So I started training like half an hour ago, and I was going to train at like 3 o'clock. So I haven't had a meal since 11:30, 12-ish. I've had a protein shake since at like 2 before I left mine. And I've had 2 apples since I've been at my parents' as a pre-workout snack because I was like, I need something. So yeah, that's kind of my own fault, but I've got a headache. I've just taken some paracetamol because it wasn't awful when I started training, but it quickly got worse. So I'm hoping by the time I get to heavy deadlift, it's gone, but I'm sure I'll be fine either way. I think squats are just mentally quite difficult because they were slow, but they didn't move. I keep saying they're slow. Watching them, they weren't slow, but they felt sluggish and slow, which I think always just knocks my confidence with squats. But today, at least, I knew it was just a fatigue thing, because also my accessory day on Monday, I pushed my legs again. That's the last time I'm going to push my leg accessories until after comp now. Like next week, leg accessories are going to be massively cut back. Squats, I think next week I'm going to cut my reps back. I'm still going to do the weights that I was supposed to, but I'm going to do less reps because I need the exposure to the load. And I've learned that over my off season when I've tried different things for the final week of the block. Like, I need the exposure still, but I don't need that much volume. Like, I might as well strip the volume back. But I will explain that more like next week when we get to that session. But yeah, so squats were fine. 7s never feel fantastic. Like 7s at 135 are incredibly comfortable. Like there was never a point where I was like, oh, am I going to even be able to do this? Like I knew it was comfortable. I knew I was going to be able to get every single rep out. Same with the 157.5. Like I knew I was never going to fail that 5th rep, but it just felt difficult. It felt slow, but then I don't feel great. So that's to be expected. I'm really worried I might be getting ill again. I'm fully in denial over it, because it keeps happening at the end of every block, and I said this better not happen on comp block. Like, if it does, I'm just going to deal with it. Obviously, I can't do anything about it. But I haven't felt 100% the last, couple of days, but I do also think I need to just use that as a sign to chill out, do a little bit less. Like, my body weight is where I need it to be for a cut, so I can cut my steps back a little bit, let my body start recovering a little bit more. Accessories are being pulled back, so actually, even if I am coming down with something, hopefully it's not going to be made any worse just from training, because training is going to start getting pulled back. That felt like a lot of ramble. You can probably also tell I'm still very out of breath from squats. So yeah, got bench next, but I'm going to have a little bit of a break because comp is going to be a long day. And I also need to get used to having time between each lift and like chilling out a little bit. And also because I don't feel great. Like as much as I want to get done and get home and just crack on, I also know that the session's going to go better if I just kind of relax a little bit and then bench. So I've set the bar up, I've set the bench up. I'm just going to have like 5-10 minutes and then I will bench. So see you on a bench. Something else I forgot to say about squats feeling off. I've been saying for a few weeks now that I'm kind of in between holes on my belt, but the looser one feels a bit better. So I've just been sticking with the looser one. But today, I think I should have gone on the tighter one because I literally felt like I was not pushing against my belt at all. So that's something else that probably made squats feel worse than they actually were as well. Like watching them, they look fine, but things just felt a little bit off. And I think the belt probably also made a very big difference. So that's a little bit annoying, but then I think on comp day, I'll be refeeding after weigh-in, so hopefully I'll be a little bit more bloated, because obviously tonight I haven't really eaten for ages, so hopefully it'll be fine. I mean, it will be fine. I'll just have to suck it up on the day and just pick whichever one feels best. But yeah, that was all I had to say.
The way she's looking at me, she's so damn perfect. It's so damn worth it. The secret we keep.
So bench wasn't incredible, but it wasn't bad either. I think the thing is, everything moved okay. The only thing I'm annoyed about is how short my pause was on the 110. So it's supposed to be a 3 count. It was maybe just about 2, and even like resting it on my chest, it was touching, but it was moving, like it wasn't rested like it should be. So I'm a bit annoyed with myself over that, but I'm not worried about it. Like, I think the thing is, obviously fatigue is incredibly high, and we're now starting to strip that back. Like this week it's been accessories pulled back, next week accessories will be pulled back even more extremely, next week my main lifts are getting pulled back, and that's when obviously everything will come together on comp day. But I almost feel like I've forgotten how to work hard this block, and that's really frustrating because obviously it's comp block and it shouldn't be like that. But then I also think, because it's comp block, like something in my mind is like, you're nearly at the finish line, like you can, I don't know, you can relax rather than thinking you're nearly at the finish line, it's this final push. It's almost like you've done all the work now, it's going to come together on the day. That being said, obviously I'm still doing the work and I'm getting everything I need to done, and like 100 for sets of 5 is pretty comfortable. Like the last 2 sets, the last rep was a little bit slow, but again I think that was laziness more than anything else. Again, I never in any moment thought I was going to fail or anything, like it was fine, it was comfortable enough. But yeah, it just wasn't as easy as I wanted it to be. But then also it's week 4. Week 4 isn't supposed to be, like week 4 and 5 are supposed to be hard work. And like I'm not really that switched on. Like I'm going to probably try and get a bit more switched on for this heavy single on deadlift that I've got next. But yeah, everything was fine. Like I don't know, I think it's just a mental thing now. I need to kind of get ready to flick the switch, and on comp day I'm going to try and do everything I can to make sure my mindset is right. One thing I do find quite good for motivating me, so if I watch too much powerlifting content, I get very engrossed in it and it's almost a negative effect, where if I try and focus on like other sports, other things that where like basically anything where I can see people working hard and the mindset, like I need to watch things, I don't know how to explain this. It's all about mindset. And I need to watch people like other athletes from other sports. I need to listen to podcasts of them talking about what they do for their mindset, like self-belief, and watch other people perform at what they're best at, because that will then motivate me to perform at what I'm best at. Where if it was a powerlifting thing where I listen to it, although I will still listen to powerlifting content, like I just enjoy it. And obviously like I'll see my clients and stuff progressing and competing and whatever else they're doing, like that will also, like that always motivates me as well, seeing other people progress. But for me, it's important to get that motivation from outside of powerlifting when it comes to like heavy sessions at the end of the block or like comp day and stuff. So that's something I think for the next week I'm going to make sure I like digest a lot more of, and just find like, I don't know, documentaries and videos and podcasts of other athletes from other sports that I respect and that I enjoy watching, that are like the top of their game or were the top of their game, and just listen to them talk about it, because then it will kind of motivate me to remember. Like I think I just need that reminder that it's all in my head. What I lift next Sunday is literally down to my self-belief, because I've done the work, I'm strong enough. Obviously, you know, programming stuff does make a difference. Like if I'm going into it completely, like if I did my normal routine next week, then I'd go into comp a lot more fatigued. So I'm going to taper for comp, I'm going to get myself in the best position. But at the end of the day, tapers aren't magic. They definitely help. Like the less fatigued you are going into comp, you've got to obviously be primed and find that balance between cutting things back to reduce fatigue, but also being primed for each movement. But yeah, it's not going to make that much of a difference. The main thing that's going to affect comp day, and I think this is something everyone needs to remember, the main thing affecting your performance on comp day isn't your program going in, unless you're obviously maxing out the week of comp. That would be very silly. The main thing is how you approach each lift, how you believe in yourself, like how strong you believe that you are, what you believe that you have on the day. That's going to be the main thing that separates you from a good performance and a bad performance. And I'm very aware of that. And all off season, like my final weeks of the block, my final heavy sessions of the block, I've been so good at having that self-belief. I need to just make sure I have it on comp day as well, and then I know I'll be fine. So yeah, it's my little ramble. Anyway, bench was okay. I need to just remember that it's supposed to be difficult, fatigue is high, but next Sunday, everything's going to come together and I'm going to feel great. Also, still looking forward to this deadlift. Even my headache's gone, but I still don't feel 100%. Like I kept going dizzy on bench and stuff, which is really annoying, which is normally a sign that I'm getting ill, but I'm in denial. Lost my train of thought, as always. Yeah, no, I'm still looking forward to this deadlift. I think it'll be good. It's literally one single and then no more deadlifts until comp day. So let's get it done.
Notice so that when we are alone, she's touching me. Well, I'm a sucker for it. Give it to me.
Okay, so I'm not going to talk too much because it is very late and I need to get in, I need to eat, and I need to get to bed. But that deadlift single was so comfortable. Deadlifts, like, I could have pulled 200 today, and that's without a taper. Like, I'm praying that my taper works well, because if it does, genuinely wouldn't be surprised if I pull 200 and it's like a somewhat comfortable third. Like, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, and I'm going to obviously put max effort in, and I don't know how I'm going to be feeling because comp days are long, and by the time I get to deadlift, my energy might have plummeted. You don't really know, but considering I've not really eaten efficiently for my session today either, squats didn't feel good, bench didn't feel incredible, I just pulled 187.5, which is 5 kilos above my comp max, 7.5 above what I hit at my last comp, and it was like ridiculously comfortable. It was the same speed as last week's 180. Very happy. Anyway, I'm not going to talk anymore because I need to get in and eat, like I said. Thank you if you've made it this far. I will see you on Monday for the next video. Please leave a like, please leave a comment if you've made it this far as well. Let me know you've been watching, and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll see you on Monday.